Is the pressure finally becoming too much for Arne Slot at Liverpool? Tonight, the noise around Anfield is growing louder than ever. Jamie Redknapp has delivered a brutal warning, major transfer decisions are now emerging behind the scenes, and Liverpool could be preparing a massive £75 million move that's already being compared to Szoboszlai's arrival. Stay with us because the full story is far bigger than fans expected. Calls for Liverpool to sack Arne Slot growing louder by the week. Liverpool's season has taken another damaging turn, and the pressure surrounding Arne Slot is now reaching a completely different level after Friday night's humiliating 4-2 defeat away at Aston Villa. The Reds collapsed dramatically at Villa Park, conceding 3 goals in just 32 second-half minutes, and the reaction since the final whistle has been brutal from both supporters and sections of the media. Several respected journalists are now openly questioning whether Slot is still the right man to lead Liverpool forward, with criticism intensifying almost by the day. Paul Joyce of The Times described Liverpool as an utter shambles defensively and suggested Slot's promises about fixing the team with a few tweaks this summer may no longer convince supporters. Joyce also pointed to fans leaving Villa Park early before the final whistle, describing it as another damaging moment in what he called a disastrous first season for the Dutch coach. Meanwhile, James Pearce of The Athletic raised serious questions about whether Liverpool's hierarchy can continue ignoring growing calls for change. According to Pearce, Liverpool now look like a sorry shell of the side they once were, and he believes confidence in Slot's rebuilding plans is rapidly fading among supporters. The criticism did not stop there either, because Daily Mail journalist Lewis Steele painted an even darker picture of the current situation at Anfield. Steele claimed Slot looked like a broken man on the touchline during the defeat, comparing Liverpool's current crisis to the famous 2005 Champions League final in Istanbul, except this time he warned Slot may need a miracle of his own to survive. Over at the Liverpool Echo, Paul Gorst warned that even if the club continue backing Slot this summer, the pressure next season could become unbearable almost immediately. Gorst believes Liverpool would need a near-perfect start to the new campaign just to calm growing frustration among fans, leaving virtually no room for mistakes. Ian Doyle was equally critical after Liverpool's collapse against Villa, accusing the squad of completely losing the mentality and resilience that once defined the club under previous eras. Doyle argued that after going 2-1 down, Liverpool simply folded again under pressure, something that has happened repeatedly throughout the season. He also suggested the fighting spirit and belief that made Liverpool one of Europe's most feared teams over the last decade now appears to be fading away. And perhaps most worrying of all for Liverpool supporters, ESPN journalist Beth Lindop admitted there is now genuine doubt over whether this team can even secure Champions League football next season. While Fenway Sports Group are still reportedly standing firmly behind Slot, Lindop explained that many fans no longer share that confidence after another painful performance. She pointed to the scenes at Villa Park where the Champions League anthem played around the stadium as Aston Villa celebrated qualification while Liverpool's players walked off the pitch facing even more uncertainty about their own future. At the moment, questions are building everywhere around Anfield about the manager, the squad, and the direction of the club heading into a hugely important summer. Liverpool still have time to respond, but unless performances improve quickly, the noise surrounding Arne Slot may only continue getting louder in the weeks ahead. Let us know in the comments, should Liverpool continue backing Arne Slot next season, or is it already time for a major change at Anfield?
Liverpool transfer news as Adam Wharton price tag set amid Federico Chiesa decision. Liverpool's attention is already beginning to shift toward the summer transfer window, with Arne Slot fully aware that major changes are needed if the Reds want to compete at the highest level again next season. Although Liverpool still need points to officially secure Champions League qualification, the focus behind the scenes is now turning toward recruitment, squad balance, and adding more quality across the pitch. One name continuing to attract strong interest from Liverpool is Adam Wharton, with Crystal Palace reportedly preparing for serious offers this summer. According to reports, Palace currently value the England midfielder at more than £60 million, and that figure could rise even higher depending on competition from other clubs and his performances on the international stage. Former Crystal Palace striker Clinton Morrison admitted he would love to see Wharton stay at Selhurst Park for another season, but he also acknowledged the growing reality that a summer move now looks increasingly likely. Morrison explained that at just 22 years old, Wharton may feel the time is right to start competing in the Champions League regularly if he wants to establish himself as a consistent England international. He also suggested Palace would seriously consider offers in the region of £60 to £70 million, especially considering they originally signed the midfielder from Blackburn for a much smaller fee. However, Morrison made it clear that Palace will not lower their demands easily, pointing to previous situations involving players like Mark Guay and Eberechi Eze, where the club refused to sell unless their valuation was fully met. For Liverpool, Wharton's profile is certainly attractive. The midfielder is viewed as one of the Premier League's most technically gifted young players, capable of controlling possession and progressing the ball quickly through midfield. There is also a belief that his passing ability could help Liverpool creatively adjust to life without Trent Alexander-Arnold in deeper build-up situations, especially with talented attacking players like Florian Wirtz expected to play a major role going forward. Still, there are some concerns surrounding the deal. Wharton is not known as the most physical midfielder, and questions remain over his injury record after several fitness issues during his early career. Meanwhile, another Liverpool player appears increasingly likely to leave Anfield this summer, Federico Chiesa. According to Fabrizio Romano, Chiesa is expected to return to Serie A after struggling to establish himself under Arne Slot. The Italian winger has barely featured consistently since arriving at Liverpool, with fitness problems once again limiting his impact throughout the season. Several clubs in Italy are reportedly monitoring his situation closely, and a move back to his home country is now seen as the most likely outcome. From Liverpool's perspective, allowing Chiesa to leave may ultimately make sense financially and tactically. However, the bigger issue for the Reds will be replacing that depth properly, because a lack of squad options and attacking energy has been one of the club's biggest weaknesses this season. Liverpool are expected to be extremely active in the transfer market over the coming months, and decisions involving players like Adam Wharton and Federico Chiesa could become important parts of a much larger rebuild under Arne Slot. The summer window is shaping up to be one of the most important Liverpool have faced in years. Let us know in the comments, should Liverpool spend big on Adam Wharton, or should the club focus on strengthening other areas first?
Liverpool battling with Arsenal over deal to sign Hoffenheim star Bazoumana Toure. Liverpool are reportedly stepping up their search for attacking reinforcements ahead of the summer transfer window, and one exciting young winger is now emerging strongly on the club's radar, Basimmana Toure. According to reports from Germany, Liverpool have shown serious interest in the Hoffenheim attacker, with Arne Slot's side believed to be among the first clubs monitoring his rapid rise in European football. The 20-year-old first caught attention during his spell with Hammarby in Sweden, where he delivered an impressive return of 9 goals and 4 assists in just 23 appearances. That form quickly convinced Hoffenheim to secure his signing during the winter transfer window, and the move has already proven to be a major success. Toure adapted rapidly to Bundesliga football, contributing 3 assists during his first half season in Germany, while helping Hoffenheim pull away from relegation danger. Now, under coach Christian Ilse, the Ivorian winger has taken another huge step forward this season. He has already registered 17 goal contributions in 29 Bundesliga matches, establishing himself as one of the most exciting young wide players currently playing in Germany. Liverpool's growing interest is also believed to be connected to uncertainty surrounding the future of Mohamed Salah. With Salah widely expected to leave Anfield in the near future, the Reds are actively exploring options capable of adding pace, creativity and unpredictability to Slot's attack. Toure's profile appears to fit exactly what Liverpool are looking for. The young winger is capable of operating on either flank, although many of his strongest performances have come from the left-hand side. What makes him especially dangerous is his explosive acceleration and elite 1-versus-1 ability, regularly beating defenders in isolation situations. But it is not just his dribbling that has caught attention across Europe. Among players attempting at least 4.5 dribbles per 90 minutes, Toure currently ranks first with an outstanding 69% success rate. rate, a statistic highlighting both his efficiency and confidence in possession. He has also averaged 1.7 chances created and 1.5 completed crosses per game this season, showing he can provide creativity as well as direct goal threat. Those qualities are believed to make him an especially attractive option for Arne Slot's tactical system, which relies heavily on quick transitions, wide attacking movement, and aggressive dribbling in the final third. However, Liverpool are far from alone in the race. Reports suggest Arsenal FC are also pushing strongly to strengthen their attacking options this summer and have identified Toure as a serious target. The competition doesn't stop there either, because clubs including Manchester United FC, Aston Villa FC, Brentford FC, and FC Bayern Munich are all reportedly monitoring the winger closely. Hoffenheim would ideally prefer to keep the player for at least another season, but reports indicate the German side could consider offers above £43 million if serious bids arrive this summer. That fee would represent a massive profit on a player whose value has skyrocketed over the last 18 months. For Liverpool, though, the situation may become increasingly urgent. With more clubs entering the race and Touré's reputation continuing to grow, the Reds may need to move quickly if they want to avoid losing one of Europe's most exciting young attacking talents to a direct rival. The summer transfer window is approaching fast, and Basimmana Toure is quickly becoming one of the names Liverpool fans should keep a very close eye on. Let us know in the comments, would Basimmana Toure be the right long-term replacement for Mohamed Salah at Liverpool?
Best signing since Szoboszlai, Liverpool plotting bid for £75 million forward. For much of Liverpool's difficult season, one player has continued to stand above the rest, Dominik Szoboszlai. The Hungarian midfielder has been one of the few consistent bright spots for the Reds, delivering arguably the best football of his Liverpool career and establishing himself as a leading contender for the club's Player of the Year award. What makes his rise even more impressive is the pressure he faced coming into the season. After Liverpool spent huge money to bring in Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen last summer, many expected Szoboszlai's importance to fade. Instead, he has become one of Arne Slot's most trusted players and arguably the driving force behind Liverpool's strongest moments this season. Now, Liverpool's recruitment team are reportedly searching for another transformative signing, one capable of making a similar impact to Szoboszlai's arrival from RB Leipzig. According to reports from the iPaper, the Reds are strongly interested in signing exciting RB Leipzig winger Yan Diomande this summer. Liverpool are believed to be preparing a move worth around £75 million for the highly rated Ivory Coast international, who is rapidly emerging as one of Europe's most exciting young attacking talents. The timing of Liverpool's interest is hardly surprising, with Mo Salah expected to leave Anfield after next weekend's clash against Brentford. Replacing his goals, pace and creativity has become one of the club's biggest priorities.
Diomande is viewed internally as a player capable of helping fill that enormous gap over the long term. Still only 19 years old, the winger has already attracted attention from several major European clubs thanks to his explosive pace, direct attacking style and confidence in 1-versus-1 situations. However, Liverpool are not alone in the race. Reports suggest both FC Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain Football Club are also closely monitoring the teenager, meaning Liverpool may need to move quickly if they want to secure the deal before the summer market becomes even more competitive. Sporting director Richard Hughes is believed to be keen on progressing negotiations early, particularly before the upcoming World Cup creates even greater attention around the player. What makes Diomande especially attractive for Liverpool is how naturally his profile appears to fit Arne Slot's tactical approach. The winger combines elite acceleration with intelligent movement, aggressive pressing and strong defensive awareness, qualities Liverpool have often lacked during difficult moments this season. There is also belief that his arrival could significantly help striker Alexander Isak, giving the Swedish forward more support and service in attacking areas after a frustrating campaign.
While Diamande's raw numbers in front of goal may not yet be extraordinary, many scouts believe his overall metrics point toward a future superstar. His progressive carries, ball progression, and shooting accuracy have already caught the attention of analysts across Europe. Football journalist Benci Bokshak has even described the teenager as a generational talent, praise that only increases the excitement surrounding his future. Of course, signing such a young player for a massive fee would still carry some risk. Replacing Mohamed Salah is one of the hardest jobs in world football, and expecting Diamande to instantly deliver at that level would place enormous pressure on the youngster. But Liverpool's recent history may offer some encouragement. The Reds once took a similar gamble when they invested heavily in a young Dominik Szoboszlai after his breakthrough at Leipzig, and that decision now looks like one of the club's smartest investments in recent years. Liverpool are now hoping lightning can strike twice. As the summer rebuild begins to take shape, Yan Diamande could become one of the defining names of Liverpool's next era under Arne Slot. Let us know in the comments, would Yan Diamande be the right long-term replacement for Mohamed Salah at Liverpool?
Jamie Redknapp says Arne Slot can't avoid the elephant in the room over Liverpool future. Questions around Arne Slot are continuing to grow after Liverpool's disappointing season took another damaging hit with a 4-2 defeat away to Aston Villa. The result marked Liverpool's 19th defeat in all competitions this season, allowing Villa to leapfrog the Reds into 4th place and secure Champions League football for themselves. Now, former Liverpool captain Jamie Redknapp has admitted there is an elephant in the room surrounding Slot's future at Anfield, and that elephant is Xabi Alonso. Speaking to Sky Sports, Redknapp revealed he actually expected Liverpool to struggle much earlier after the departure of Jurgen Klopp, who he described as a hugely influential figure both on and off the pitch. According to Redknapp, he thought performances like this season's collapse would have happened immediately after Klopp left, but instead Liverpool shocked many people by winning the Premier League title just 1 year ago. That success, he believes, is exactly why Slot deserves more patience, despite the growing frustration among supporters. Redknapp admitted Liverpool's performances this season have simply not been good enough, especially in terms of energy, intensity and consistency. However, he also pointed towards several injury problems as a major reason behind the team's dramatic drop-off this year. He highlighted the struggles of Alexander Isak, who has reportedly battled repeated injuries after arriving for a huge transfer fee, while also mentioning the inconsistent start and fitness concerns surrounding Hugo Ekitike. Redknapp also stressed that Liverpool have rarely had their strongest attacking options fully available at the same time, making it difficult for Slot to properly solve the team's biggest problems. But despite those mitigating circumstances, Redknapp made it clear that pressure is now building heavily on the Liverpool manager. He warned that if Liverpool fail to qualify for next season's Champions League, the scrutiny around Slot will intensify dramatically. According to Redknapp, Liverpool supporters are among the most patient and educated fan bases in football, but even he admits there are growing signs that many fans are beginning to lose confidence in the current project. Still, the former midfielder said he personally feels uncomfortable with the idea of sacking a manager only 1 season after winning the Premier League. And then came the biggest talking point of all, Xabi Alonso. Redknapp openly admitted that Alonso's availability has become impossible to ignore, especially with many Liverpool fans fascinated by the idea of the former midfielder eventually returning to Anfield as manager. He described Alonso as an elite coach after his impressive work at Bayer Leverkusen and acknowledged why supporters find the idea so attractive. Even so, Redknapp insisted there is still a strong argument for giving Slot 1 more full season to rebuild the squad and prove he can restore Liverpool back to the level expected at Anfield. He also expects major improvements next season from key players including Florian Wirtz, while calling for Liverpool to improve fitness levels, add more energy to the squad and strengthen key positions like right back. For now, Liverpool's hierarchy still appear to be backing Slot, but with fan frustration growing and Xabi Alonso's name refusing to disappear from the conversation, the pressure surrounding the Dutchman is only becoming more intense. The next few weeks could now play a huge role in shaping Liverpool's future, both on the pitch and in the dugout. Let us know in the comments, should Liverpool stick with Arne Slot next season, or would Xabi Alonso be the right man to take Liverpool forward?